Hello to you from all over around the world. I want to welcome you to another great edition of Soulivity Today. We're here broadcasting live from our studio right here in Washington, D.C. and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. Wow, we have a fantastic show for you today. Of course, my name is Brian Westley Johnson. I hope you are ready for an amazing week as well. I'm glad that you are here. Listen, today I am joined by the host of Steps to Happiness show on Soulivity TV, Teresa Greco, as well as one of our senior editors at large, D'Angelo Thompson. Good morning and hello to both of you.
Good morning.
Hello. Hello.
How have you guys been over the week? I know there's been a lot going on in the world that's been happening. Teresa, you just had a fabulous vacation that you're still recovering from. Where did you guys go?
Yes, I was over in Europe, so the 6-hour time difference is weighing a bit heavy on me upon my return. Yeah, the jet lag. I feel as I get older, the jet lag just gets worse. Like you just don't bounce back the same as you did when you were younger. It's not fun. It's not fun.
But Brian, not at all.
I want to say you just look so wonderful this morning, for this Monday morning. You look really sharp.
Thank you. That is a wonderful. So I'm motivated now. Oh man, D, how was your weekend? We had a marathon week together, Monday through Thursday, which was great. I'm so glad that you were there. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I spent Saturday, even though it was raining here in New York, I spent it with my niece. We explored Dumbo. I cooked dinner. Had a nice time.
Hello.
And then Sunday, I relaxed and then saw a friend. I think while everything's happening in the world, being close to friends and family is very important. And making sure you're making strong connections,
Absolutely. Absolutely. We just kind of chilled. It was rainy here too. I think we needed the rain, kind of like some refreshing of nature around us. So I think that was great. So it was a good weekend. I'd say it was a great weekend. We cooked and had Sasha made some Jamaican food yesterday. That was off the chain. Wow. It's always a good weekend when there's Jamaican food. Oh man. Well, listen, guys. Like I said before, we have a fantastic show today. Today is again our Motivational Monday show, where we bring you, great motivational and inspirational stories to help you get started for the week. And so I'm glad that both of you are here. While we get to our first story, we were talking offline about what's happening in the Middle East right now. And, as we continue to send prayers and support to everyone who is affected by the current Israeli-Hamas war. This next story, guys, is a reminder that when we look beyond our differences, we can not only connect with our humanity within each other, but also our connection as souls, spiritual beings living a human existence. This is the truth about what we are. And so I want to say thanks to ABC News for this fantastic report.
Well, today we are seeking sunshine one garden at a time, shining a bright light on a film that sparked a movement when Stephen Hoffman was just 12 years old. And now this filmmaker and humanitarian has been growing peace around the world and here at home ever since.
My brother and I spent a day at Cynthiana and got to know the amazing people and the organization. There's something about it that made me want to go back. I think Cynthiana is especially good at promoting cooperation because all of Cynthiana's projects, including the hydroponics project, help Jewish and Arab women build relationships with one another.
And it was that visit to Cynthiana of Galilee that changed Stephen's life. He was amazed at how this nonprofit in Israel was able to bring Jewish and Arab women together, cultivating social change as they learned how to produce hydroponic gardens on their rooftops, growing not only fresh veggies, but peace and understanding in a country rife with religious tension. Joining us now, award-winning documentary filmmaker of Growing Peace in the Middle East and founder of the nonprofit Growing Peace, Inc., Stephen Hoffen. Great to see you, Stephen.
Hi, it's good to see you.
Basically, just all these projects through hydroponics from overseas to the U.S. How did you know that you were onto something, that it was going to keep growing and keep making a difference?
Yeah, so I think like a big factor of just me continuing to try to advance in hydroponics and try to continue helping people in underserved and impoverished communities. I think the biggest factor would probably be just my continuing inspiration for the people who I met and for the people who I'm working with. Obviously, Cynthiana of Galilee, they're a huge inspiration to me. They are the people who I got the idea of hydroponics from. And then also Topeka Sam and people at the different organizations that they've partnered with. Just my continued inspiration from the inspiration I'm taking from them. That is what just keeps me going, and that's what continues to drive me to keep making a difference.
Well, and in your original documentary, you interviewed these two Palestinian women whose lives were completely changed by hydroponic gardening. I just want to take a listen to Mofida real quickly here.
ونجحنا فيه كل مرة بيكون نجاح أكثر لما بيصير عندنا خبرة أكثر وأكثر وبتنحل كل المشاكل اللي بتواجهنا أكيد إحنا رايحين نوسع هذا المشروع ويكون لنا النية إنه نوسع هذا المشروع يكون لنا مصدر رزق من هذا المشروع.
It was so incredible to see you interviewing these women, you know, in a country where the Palestinian-Israeli conflict has been going on for so long, and you bridge this gap by helping them grow gardens. Do you have any idea how Mofida and the other women are doing now, and do you keep in touch with just the peace that they're growing from their rooftops?
Yeah, definitely. So I keep in touch with Hadass, who's the founder of Cynthiana, and Mofida, Marwa, all of the women who we interviewed who have hydroponic systems in their homes. They are very happy with their systems, and they're happy that they're not only able to provide fresh produce for their families, but a source of income and being able to help out their families as well. And not only that, but since I released my documentary, this is one of the effects I was hoping for. Many more women have joined Cynthiana and the hydroponics project afterwards. And so that's something that I've been very proud of.
Well, you should be. It's incredible what you're doing, and who would have known, you know, the love of gardening could bring these communities together in such a beautiful way. Stephen Hoffen, amazing job. Thank you so much for being with us.
Bravo, young man. Bravo.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we these are the stories we don't see and we really don't talk about, right? So ABC News, again, thank you again for covering this. I wish it had a broader coverage. I'll go to you guys. Teresa, thoughts about this amazing story?
Especially for a motivational Monday for me, because of everything that's going on that I feel is weighing very heavy on my heart, on my spirit, where it feels hard to celebrate life at this time that these type of stories and the ones that we're going to share on today's show brings faith and hope back in humanity, that there are good things that are happening on this planet despite the awful ones that seem to scream the loudest and get the most attention. And so yeah, it just lights that little bit of hope that things are not all bad, and that there are things that are happening on the planet that are moving us forward, to be able to see the humanity in all of us, despite our skin color, our religion, where we live, what education we have, all the different things that divide us and separate us, that are really they're all nonsense things. They're all nonsense because we are, as you said, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, and regardless of what our shell looks like and where our shell is present on this planet, energetically, we're all one and we're all the same.
Wow. What about you, Dee? What are your thoughts when you saw this story?
You know, it's beautiful what he witnessed and what he continued to do. It's very beautiful. But I have to be honest, watching it, I kept thinking, how are they now? Where are they now?
Yeah.
Women, those children and all of them, are they all still alive? So that's the reality. And yes, we have to hold on, like Teresa said, hope. And I hold on to hope. I hold on to peace. It's been very hard because people have wanted us and me to choose sides. And I choose not to choose sides. I choose human rights above all things.
Amen.
So I kind of lean into that and lean into the humanity of each person and pray for, change.
Thanks for that. Thanks for both of you for your thoughts. I was thinking about a story that I saw, I think it was on 60 Minutes, a few years back, where they were talking about, they were highlighting the West Bank and the Jewish and Palestinian settlers that were living amongst each other, or it might have been in Golden Heights. I can't remember specific, but it was on that side of the area, of that country area. And they were all getting along. There was little tits and tats here that normal communities have, between kids and that kind of thing. But they were all just living together, really peacefully. And the community, the people who were within the community were saying, well, if they just leave us alone, we'll be fine. And it's like just a reminder of people really just want to have a peaceful existence, right? That's really what they really want.
I believe that.
And I think that's the thing that we need to keep our eye on, right? And supporting and not choosing sides. I think that's another really important thing, right? I would say to everybody who is going through their own emotional and spiritual journey around all of this, number one, get educated on just the history of the area. It's got to start with some truth. So go and read and do research on your own. Get really credible sources. Read about it, and then get into your own space in terms of your own spirituality around how do you want to feel as this is happening, and what light and love that you're sending. What is that you're sending to everybody who's engaged? Because at the end of the day, they're human beings and their souls and their spirits, and they all have families, and trauma is trauma. There's no difference. There's no gauge in that, right? So anyway, thanks for that discussion. Great way to start our show today. Listen, everybody, we're going to take another quick break. We got more of Motivational Monday coming up for you right here on Soulivity Today, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Soulivity Today is brought to you by Happy Travelers Tours and Old Vine Wine Tours. Find all of the Satana products at our Go shop at go.soulivity.com.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame, living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us, a place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hey there, we're back with more here on Soulivity Today. You know, it's another Motivational Monday where we are bringing you stories from around the world that will help get you motivated and inspired to start your week. Back with us are Teresa Greco and D'Angelo Thompson. Guys, you're going to love this next story. Truthfully. It's from the Big Apple, where a New York family was reunited with a hospital staffer who helped their daughter nearly 2 decades ago after she had been abandoned at a Staten Island hospital. Here's more from Good Morning America and ABC.
Now the heartwarming discovery from a woman who was abandoned as a newborn nearly 20 years ago, and what she's learning about her family. Our thanks to our station here in New York, WABC, for sharing this with us. And Rhiannon Alley is here. You've got to share these details with everyone. Good morning.
This is an incredible story. Good morning to all of you. Now, this is out of New York, Staten Island. 2 abandoned babies found years apart discover their sibling bond is even stronger than they ever could have imagined. 19 years ago, Vicki Lynn Laffin was abandoned as a newborn at the Richmond University Medical Center in Staten Island, discovered bundled up by nurse Claudia Beadle.
She was just laying there and I just scooped her up.
Vicki was soon adopted by Angela and Dennis Laffin, but they did not know her backstory beyond being adopted.
Walking in here was definitely emotional. It definitely felt a little overwhelming, but it was really nice to see kind of the place where I was left and see that Claudia was so great and took such good care of me.
The Laffins are also parents to 1 biological son and 1 adopted son named Frank. Frank was discovered on the steps of a Staten Island daycare as a baby, 2 years before Vicki was even born. He too did not know his full backstory.
They didn't know they were abandoned up until a couple of months ago, because we never use the words abandoned, left behind, dumped. It's just not, in our vocabulary.
So Vicki and Frank decided to take DNA tests, hoping to discover more about their history. What they found instead?
My brother had popped up as my full sibling, my biological brother.
The 2 biological siblings.
We were both found a year and a half apart and wound up in the same family. The odds are insane.
The odds are insane. Stay with me here. Adding to this remarkable story, Angela, the woman who adopted Vicki, became friends with the nurse who found Vicki through a mutual friend. And the nurse even attended birthday parties of Vicki's while she was growing up. And Vicki never knew that her mom's friend was actually the nurse who saved her. It's incredible. It sounds like a Hollywood movie.
It does. It really does. What a story. Thanks, Rihanna.
Wow. I told you.
That was a tearjerker. Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. You can't. Not at all.
Wow.
So I'll let you get your tissue there, Teresa, and I'll let D'Angelo go. D'Angelo, you got some tears in your eyes too. But D, what do you think? What were your thoughts as you were listening to this story?
To see that was really beautiful. To see how this family took in two beautiful children and that they ended up being siblings. Like, wow, you can't, like Teresa said, Hollywood can't create a movie like this. Real life creates a real movie.
No,
it truly does.
Not at all. Like, and then at the end where the family member is a friend of the nurse or whatever, and then this is the same nurse that did, it's like there's all these degrees of separation where it culminated. Angels. Where at the center of all that is just this love that was there, and it was destiny, right? Divine destiny, that they were all supposed to be together. Teresa, I'll go to you now. You okay now, honey? Yeah.
But I agree with you that it's that destiny that is orchestrated even just before, right? On a soul level, the soul contracts that we have with each other that end up somehow and I love stories like this because it's exactly what it proves is that there's things that are orchestrated before our appearance here on the planet, and then the way they unfold and get revealed to us is like, this is miraculous. I love it. Thank you for that.
Absolutely amazing. And again, that's why we're doing these stories, right, everyone? There's so much going on in the world. There's so much different things that we're being bombarded with, especially to kind of, motivate us in a different way, which I think sometimes is not so healthy. I mean, we do need to have news about current events that are mainly political. But there's so much more information out here that really can help us balance our lives a little bit better, right? Where we have this balance of current political information to help us make decisions about our lawmakers and laws and issues and that kind of thing. And then here are these other human stories that we also need to connect with, that uplift and inspire us and get us motivated every single day. So that's why we're doing this. And that's why we have this show specifically on the first of the week. Because, you get that little jolt, of energy and inspiration. And so thanks to both of you. I love that. I knew you guys were going to love that story. I love dropping these stories on you guys. Listen, we're going to take another quick break. Okay, so we got more of this coming. So stick around, everybody. We'll have more of Soulivity today. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
Do you see me kneeling on this dual roller called Parasetter? It's actually comfortable because of this channel and the softness of the special foam. It feels like my kneecaps are being massaged. When I lie down, my spine is housed in this channel, while the convex rollers massage my muscles. they let go and lengthen. There's a traction effect from my head on the headrest and my mid-back from the rib wrap, which hugs me. When I start the breathing sequence, I feel calm because my cortisol levels are dropping. Lower cortisol means bye-bye constant hunger. Parasetter is 40 inches long and much more comfortable than old-style rollers, but it weighs only 10 ounces. Parasetter, just like Pilates was, is no longer an insider secret. Do yourself a favor. Reset your parasympathetic nervous system. Defeat stress. Lying, sitting, kneeling, or standing. This unique patented roller helps everyone.
Hey, glad you're back. We've got more here on Soulivity today. It's another Motivational Monday where we are going to bring you some inspirational stories from around the world. Of course, Teresa Greco and D'Angelo Thompson are back with me. I told you I got another one for you. This is how I'm just going to keep bringing it. I'm going to bring it and bring it and bring it and bring it. I want everybody crying with joy before we get this, before we have the story. All right. So, yeah. So, guys, one of the fondest memories I have growing up is about my grandmothers. You know, I was fortunate to have 3 different sets of grandmothers. And, you know, they were like, for me, they were like this perfect balance of like, the women in my life that would always say yes. You know, that was their role, to always say yes to what we wanted. Parents, you know, they say no, grandparents say yes. But they also balance that with this really earthly wisdom and guidance. Like my dad's grandmother would say something, and years later I would still remember what she said, because it was just like this aha, like, oh, wow, that's so profound. And then as I got older, I'm like, wow, this really makes sense to me now why she said that. For instance, one thing she said was, and it relates to everything that we're saying today. She said, remember that everyone is God's child.
Right. Yes.
Everyone is God's child. So, don't judge, don't all this stuff, because they have their own path that they need to live. So, our next story is from the African country of Zimbabwe, where the nation skillfully brought together the love and care of grandmothers to make a real impact on mental health in others. I want to thank Free Think, the Free Think channel, for this amazing story. Enjoy.
In my country, there are 19 psychiatrists for a population of approximately 14 million people, and I am one of them. 90% of those needing mental health services are not able to get those services. When I lost my patient to suicide, that struck the core of my very being. Erica was supposed to come to me, but didn't have the $15 bus fare. Her death made me realize that there was a need to actually take mental health to the community. I started exploring ways of making evidence-based therapy not only accessible, but also affordable. In Zimbabwe, the grandmothers are the custodians of local culture, wisdom, and knowledge, which makes them the perfect therapists in communities. That was the beginning of the friendship bench.
Vamwe vanhu avazivi kuti pfungwa dzinorwara chaita kuti munhu azosvika pakudaro kushaya munhu wekukurukura naye.
Friendship Bench is therapy delivered by trained community grandmothers. After 4 to 6 sessions, people are invited to join a support group where they continue to problem solve.
Chinangwa chako ndichi. Takadzidziswa kutora munhu sezvaari. Momutora kana akauya zvaari usamudzikisire.
The terms we use at Friendship Bench resonate with local culture. Kuvura pfungwa, which is opening the mind. Kusimudzira, which is to uplift. And kusimbisa, which literally means to strengthen. That's how we've managed to remove stigma from the work that we do. We put together a controlled trial to bring together real evidence. We showed a statistically significant difference between therapy provided by a grandmother on a bench versus therapy provided by a doctor and a nurse. We've gone on to publish well over 100 peer-reviewed scientific publications around Friendship Bench. Our approach completely disrupts the current thinking about therapy. We have replicated the model in over 6 countries outside of Zimbabwe. This is a solution that can close the mental health gap around the world because it's evidence-based, it's simple, it's cost-effective.
Asi pandakagara nemi pabench ndakabva ndadzokera panzvimbo ndinobva ndaona kuti ini ndiri munhu anokosha ndinofanira kuva munhu uye anova munhu anogara aine vanhu pamwoyo community yako pamwoyo.
The grandmothers were the first people I opened up to about my struggles and pain around Erica's death. That was the first time I felt this sense of relief. Imagine if we could create a global network of grandmothers in every major city in the world. It sounds grandiose. It might not be possible during my lifetime, but that's our goal.
Wow. Wow.
And again, Brian, I'm with the tissues. Crying with joy, like you said. Oh my God, this is incredible. Incredible.
Just out of, and it makes sense, right? Young people automatically connect with elders, right? They look to them for this guidance, this wisdom, and calming and peace. And so I love the out-of-box thinking that they have in Zimbabwe around this, where it's like you train you train these grandmothers to be counselors and give them the skills to help people who may be going through some challenging things, in their lives. And also, again, the most important thing that I think that people need to realize in this story is the producer and the counselor in the story said this like 2 or 3 times. Break stigma, break down the stigma. Stigma is the #1 barrier to people to get help or refer help for mental health, for mental illness. So this completely destroyed it. And those numbers where it was like 36% higher outcomes with these grandmothers being part of the process, right? Just amazing, 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 amazing. So you guys recoup because we got one more story. I won't hit you too hard on the next one.
As a child.
I know, right? And we'll be right back with more of Soulivity Today. Soulivity Today is brought to you by Assume control over your weight and broader health with the 80 Bites program by Physical Mind Institute.
For 50 years, we've been told, load up your plate with veggies. Load them up. Because all this spinach, look at it, All the spinach is only 100 calories. But avoid fat because a tiny sliver of butter is also 100 calories. So spinach is good, butter is bad, right? But not today. Now we're told, put butter on everything, even in your coffee. Why? Because fat doesn't spike insulin as carbs do. And stretching the stomach with all those veggies unbalances our digestive hormones. So eat healthy today means fat, fasting, stomach control, right here's the stomach. Forget calories. Hormones rule, and 80 bites is the solution.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Hey there, we're back with more here on Soulivity Today. Again, it's another Motivational Monday where we're bringing you stories from around the world that will help get you motivated and inspired to start your week. Again, Teresa Greco and D'Angelo Thompson are back with me. Guys, how are you enjoying the stories so far?
They're amazing. The grandmothers, whoa. I want to know more.
I'm right. Just like it gives you shivers. I mean, you get speechless, right? Well, of course, I have to always end our show today with another heartwarming story. I mean, they've all been heartwarming, but this one's especially heartwarming. It's a reminder to all of us that you're never too old or never too young to make a difference in the lives of others. This story from Good Morning America shows how when you have lemons, make lemonade, and then love and support others. Enjoy.
Together we raised over $16,000. Woohoo! This is lemonade for Lahaina, and we want to raise money. I was just thinking of a stand, and then I thought we should do it for the people of Lahaina.
Yeah, we had just been in Hawaii on the Big Island when the fire in Lahaina broke out. We'd been talking a lot about all the things they had lost. People were so generous, giving him $5, $10, $20, $100 for a cup of lemonade.
We're selling pink and yellow lemonade. We're accepting cash and Venmo. We hope you stop by.
We were just blown away by how much people gave and how willing and happy they were to give. It reminded me that people want to be generous, and sometimes they just need the opportunity or the invitation to donate. We were just really thankful to be a part of it.
Thank you, everyone. Let's help me raise enough money for the people of Lahaina.
No.
Again, that little boy with his lemonade stand raised over $20,000 for the people of Lahaina. 20 grand. And it's something that he wanted to do. He was like, I want to do this. And so, really cool. Everybody can make a difference.
That story
Everyone can make a
bookended
difference.
two stories
Go
of
ahead,
with
Teresa.
kids making a difference. It bookended two stories of children making a difference.
Yes, yes. And that's what it's
Nice
going
job.
to take.
Yes.
Going to take a new blood, new energy to shift our world. Yes.
You know, and I think I'll be talking about this on Friday. I'll give people a little bit of a sneak peek by talking about it now, and that is in Poland. They're in their general election right now, and you know, there for years there has been this really ultra conservative government that has been there. Well, there has been a tremendous surge of young voters in Poland that have come out this year, where, I mean, we're talking about young voters that were standing in line across the country till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning to vote. And so, again, to both of your point around this young energy, this youthful energy coming into all these different processes that around how we are relating to each other and how we're supporting each other and how we're loving each other, right?
Yes.
And so,
Releasing old paradigms. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. You know, letting that old stuff go. I mean, one of the most important principles around life and living is surrender, right? Surrendering to the truth of what we are. And part of that is that we're all the same. I mean, we're all going through life and having our journeys and that kind of thing. And that we can really make life a lot easier if we're supporting each other from that place of unity and the power of diversity and inclusion and acceptance and equity and all those kinds of things. So, anywho, well, guys, thank you for being here for this show.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And Brian, if I could just say a couple words.
Sure, go. Absolutely. You got time. We got a couple.
That it's important for all of us to do the energetic work, especially during these times, that those of us that are doing light work on the planet, that we keep our vibration high, that, you know, that saying about putting the oxygen mask on yourself first, because then you can't be of service to others if you're also suffering. And so
I love that.
it's so important for us to, and this is what Spirit has said to me, is that it's important that we continue to raise our vibration, because we actually raise the vibration of the planet and of the human collective when we are actually doing our part, when we try to stay in the light and we try to do, you know, these acts of love in whatever capacity we can. And so I encourage people to really do that this week, that it's not being selfish. It is actually giving to the human collective when we do the work that we need to do to keep our vibration high for everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Amen. Ditto. Cosign. I'm co-signing on that one. Because, I mean, again, we're talking about what world do we want to have? And so it starts with everybody having a common vision about what that is, and seeing it from their spiritual eye, and literally focusing on that instead of the division and fear and all the other stuff. So, wow, listen, fantastic show. Listen, everybody, we got more coming up. We're going to be doing some shameless plugs in just a second. So stay tuned for more of Soulivity Today. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Would you like to be one of the first people to experience mental freedom? Mental freedom is a coaching practice with 6 core principles: improving hope, self-efficacy, optimism, resilience, and general well-being. Mental freedom only takes 6 sessions. It is designed to give you the tools you need to help yourself. It can help with any situation: relationship problems, past trauma, career decisions, parenting challenges, addiction, and mental health concerns. Incorporating the mental freedom framework into your life will deliver an approach to master any situation and a pathway toward achieving inner peace. Mental freedom provides the information and tools that you need to grow and be bigger than anything that ever happens to you. So if you're looking for one-on-one or a group coaching program that will allow you to address any situation that comes up in your life with practical tools to give you more peace and joy, then join the Mental Freedom Program in Soulivity's Aspire Academy. There are very limited spots available, so don't delay. I hope to see you there.
Hey, we're back with more of Soulivity today. Let's get to our Soulivity shameless plugs. Shame, I have to come up with some type of background
An
music
original
for that.
song, yeah. You gotta get some,
Original song, maybe in the vein of, remember that the Wiz song, "Don't bring me no bad news." It would be like,
Yes.
"Bring me shameless plugs," something. Anyway, as I'd be completely silly and a joyful on a motivational Monday. In the last commercial, Teresa, you were talking a little bit about your mental freedom course, that's 6 weeks. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, thank you. And so I feel like it very much connects to one of the stories that we heard today when you were talking about the stigma around looking for support around mental health. And that when we understand that the core of who we are is not broken, that there's nothing wrong with us, but do we need support with the stuff that happens to us on a day-to-day basis? Absolutely. And this program gives you the tools that you need to help yourself. That in just 6 weeks, every single week, you will learn a different tool that will help you to apply a tool to any situation that happens to be taking away some of your mental freedom. And so I really encourage people to take a look at the program by visiting that particular link, because we're not taught how to deal with everyday circumstances, and people are going around very reactive because we don't have the tools. And so this will give people the support they need to help themselves.
And thank you for doing this, because everybody, go at least check out the course itself. There's some amazing things that are in there. I'm sure if you check it out, you'll be led to enroll. And again, it's 6 weeks. It's only basically a little bit more than $50 a week. It's at an incredible price. So go check it out. The link's in our chat, but you can also go to soulivity.com/Teresa Mental Freedom, one word, on our website. D'Angelo, you've got an incredible, just like Teresa, you've got an incredible workshop and course coming up on October the 30th. Can you tell people about the art of pivoting?
Like Teresa was saying, it's really about finding tools to help us in our life, and the art of pivoting is just that. In your personal and professional lives, we pivot, and we pivot often. And I want to show people how to do it gracefully. So October 30th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can see here, there's a promo code for $50 off. So please sign up. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Fantastic. Well, thanks to both of you for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. This was so much fun. I love getting you guys with those stories.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, D'Angelo.
Thank you both.
And this is how we do it, guys. We do this every Monday. We try to do it every Monday if we don't have a guest, where we're talking about these motivational stories, because we know that if you come here and you start your week off by watching and listening to these stories, it's going to help get you motivated and inspired for the whole week. It'll energize you, and it'll take you into your week with some power and peace at the same time. Some power and peace, so powerful peace. Before we go, I just want to tell you about some of the other amazing things we're doing here at Soulivity. Please remember to go visit our Soulivity site at soulivity.com, where you can learn more information about everything Soulivity, including all our latest stories. You can watch our Soulivity TV channel, which is up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for your inspiration. Also, while you're there, make sure you go check out our great sponsors. One of which we had a commercial earlier today, which is Old Vine Wine Tours, where you can book a amazing experience in Sonoma, which is just fantastic for people who have been there. I won't say it's a one in a lifetime experience, but it's like an incredible experience. I think everybody needs to enjoy. And if you use the promo code Soulivity, you'll get 10% off a trip there. Also, make sure you go check out 80 Bites, which is a fantastic program for portion control and stomach training, which is an alternative to traditional dieting. The app is absolutely free. I said again, the app is absolutely free. So go check that out at soulivity.com/80 bites. Well, listen, we're running out of time, but I just want to say thank you for joining us today. This is how we do it every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our live broadcast, where you can listen to us at KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California at 8 a.m. Pacific time for all of you guys out on the West Coast. So again, thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep living your life with passion, purpose, and create that high quality life today. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.